Alright, so today we are going to learn how to cook empanadas. The ingredients that we need are eggs, onions, red peppers, of course ground beef, and we have our empanada dough, which you can buy at the store here. We have oil, paprika, which is called pimentón here, and cumin, which is called comino, and some olives. Alright, so now that we have finely diced the onion, we're also cutting up some red pepper, and we're putting it all into the same bowl, and then later we'll add the meat. This way we have the mix ready to go for when we fry it all up. We made meat empanadas, but there are many kinds, including chicken, ham and cheese, tuna, or vegetable. Alright, so now we have our mix of red peppers and onions ready to go. We're going to add our ground beef, and we're also going to put in the cumin and paprika. And then we're going to use this big pot to stir it all up together. We're going to fry it. You want to get oil going, but not too much. You don't want to overdo it. And then stir it continually until all the meat's cooked and everything's ready. Stir everything up well as you're cooking, adding salt and your other spices to make sure that it comes out with just the right flavor. Cook the mix until the meat is done, and then you can begin focusing on the hard-boiled eggs, which you will later slice up and then add to the mix. You can also beat an egg to put on top of the empanadas before putting them in the oven. However, it's unnecessary. Once your entire mix is together in the same bowl, stir it a bit to make it cool down, and then put it in the refrigerator to speed up the process. Alright, so now we have cooked the meat, and we also have our hard-boiled eggs ready. And we've let the meat cool because you don't want it to be hot when you put it on the dough. So we have our dough ready to go. We're going to take just a spoonful of the meat and the vegetable mix, put it in the middle, and then you fold it over carefully. You print it down with your fingers and roll it over, and then we press it down. You use a little bit of water to seal it, and then we are going to put it on the pan. Alright, so I'm taking my spoonful of meat, put it in the center of the dough, and you have to kind of judge how much space you have. You don't want to overdo it. Next you take the 2 fingers of water, moisten the edge, and you can also make your dough at home. You don't have to buy these pre-doughs, but it's easier for us. I don't really know how to make it myself. Then you fold it over carefully. You don't want it to overflow. On the other hand, you could also use egg, which we're also going to try later on. But for this time, we're just using water. Next, you have to knead it. So you carefully fold it over. Again, you don't want it to overspill, or overflow I should say, because as it cooks, it's going to expand. And you just want to have it to be nice and neat. Fold it over, and then what I do, it's not necessarily necessary, but I indent it with the fork so it seals it shut a little better. And for the presentation, it looks a bit nicer. It looks maybe like artisan or something like that. And then carefully again, because it's dough and it can expand, you just lift it off of the cutting board or whatever you're using. And then just place it nicely on the tray with the others, and we continue the process. Alright, so now we have our first batch done, and what Tom, my friend here, did, he put some egg on top, so you have this golden, crispy looking top feature, which is nice. I've never done that before. So this is our first batch, and we have 2 more batches to go, and we're continually making the empanadas. And also you put them in the oven for 20 minutes, by the way, no more than 20 minutes. And maybe poke the top a little bit, just to make sure that the hot air doesn't explode on your mouth when you eat the first one. What do you think, Tom?
Horrible, mate.
Yeah.
Horrible.
In British, that means good, right?
Tell yourself whatever you need to drink. It's disgusting.